The chair would now like to recognize Mr. Marshall.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman. I might take the conversation a little different direction. You all have had a unique view of manufacturing since NAFTA came about, and I would think that would impact you. You know, as manufacturing jobs left the country, I would suppose maybe your business wasn't quite as busy either. As you look to, I'm sure you keep track of USMCA and that trade agreement. Do you think it'll be good for manufacturing jobs in this country? Does anybody wish to grab that one? Nobody? All right.
Wonder why. The gentleman yields back.
Let's talk about innovation and carbon recapture for a second. Who sees anything in that happening? What's happening out there in the world of carbon recapture, or just what are we doing to decrease the amount of our carbon imprint? What's impacting the country right now? Ms. Leitner, I think you had some comments on some of the innovation things I heard earlier.
Yeah, I do. So our, our mission of our office is to reduce the energy intensity of the manufacturing sector. And by improving energy efficiency, there is an affiliated result of reducing emissions as well. So, that comes along with the technologies that we're developing. Reducing emissions comes along with improving energy efficiency in the manufacturing sector.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment on innovations? Yeah, Dr. Hopkins, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do that because that's really at the core of what we're trying to accomplish within IACME. The primary driver for cost is the carbon fiber itself. That's because of the energy, the embodied energy that's required to create it. We're trying to reduce that. That has kind of a trifold effect, possibly. One is it reduces the cost of manufacture and the carbon footprint for the manufacturer itself. The implementation of the materials that are now more readily adoptable because of the cost reduction due to the reduced energy makes them beneficial with respect to use in applications like vehicles, or then you reduce the energy footprint in the application of the products. And if we can reduce these costs sufficiently, then there's also even greater opportunity for deployment in infrastructure, in which you are looking at displacing concrete and other materials that have a significant carbon footprint over their lifespans.
Well, what can Congress do right? What can Congress do wrong to help or hurt innovation going forward in the world of carbon recapture or decreased carbon footprint?
In the path that I just laid out, ACMA has been working on the Imagine Act, which provides a ready-made pathway for adoption of these materials. It's challenging for nascent new materials to find their way into use for these types of applications. And the Imagine Act provides a pathway for decision-making to have some incentive to look at new ideas and new materials that could provide advantage in the utilization.
Okay, let's turn to community colleges and technical colleges. I suppose I have 12 or 13 of those in my district, and only one of them that I know of is actively advanced in any type of research going on. Any words of advice? Was it Mr. Molnar that mentioned something about community colleges, working with them? What advice can I take back home to a community college or technical college that wants to be involved with research?
I think the answer lies in this misperception of what manufacturing is about, that people think it's the dirty, dark, dangerous, declining thing of a big factory making something, and that's this niche here. And really, what's exciting today is that manufacturing is really about designing and making things. And so what I'm excited about is the fact that over the weekend, my son was at a science fair where, he was researching 3D, and he's a high school student, I'm sorry, and he's researching additive manufacturing. And so as long as they don't consider that as manufacturing, rather that it is an innovative thing. So I'd say part of the notion is this, is imagining that, well, community colleges or even high schools don't do manufacturing, and the fact is, actually they do. And just having 3D printers is a way to interest people in, if you have an idea, then you can make it. And if you can make it, you're a manufacturer. And so it's an exciting new field of applying math and science and having it manifest itself in something that they can make. I think that's a big part of it. We also have, what's exciting here is many of our projects at the institutes, it is beneficially informed by having community colleges there, because they provide the voice of the customer, if you will, for what youth are looking about, what youth need. And so that's part of the diversity of having these things on the project teams.
Great, thank you so much, and I yield back.